Anime conventions are something that everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime. While they have similarities to your typical Comic-Con, there are stark differences, and you should prepare and expect things accordingly. Now, I love attending them, and I've learned a lot over the years, so if this is your first time, or maybe you just want some pointers, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about attending an anime convention. There are vendor halls and artist alleys where you can buy all kinds of things like video games, anime, manga, and there's plenty of custom merchandise too, like art prints and pins with your favorite characters on it, or maybe you'll find some kind of cool designs for stuff. I mean, if you can imagine it, they probably got it. You'll be able to attend panels where enthusiasts, experts, and even celebrities will have discussions with their fans. Maybe talk about a particular show, or maybe answer some questions from the fans, or even play some games. It can really vary according to who's there. There are plenty of game rooms where you can play video games to your heart's content, and there are so many cosplayers walking around where you can take pictures. As long as they give you permission, it's all fun and dandy. Now, don't forget about your cosplay contests, your AMVs or anime music videos, and watch parties where you can watch some of your favorite anime with others, or maybe you'd want to check out something entirely different. Some even feature late night festivities where you can drink and dance the night away, but note that you have to be of age to attend one of these festivities. One thing to note about anime conventions are they are less corporate than their Comic-Con counterparts, and they're much more intimate. They typically will be a smaller crowd than your typical Comic-Con. This also means you get a bigger bang for your buck. That's because while your typical Comic-Con ends around dinner time each day, anime conventions can stay much later, even going 24/7. Now, most anime conventions I've been to have been held at hotels, but if it's big enough, it can be held at a regular convention center too. However, it doesn't really matter how big or small it is, but you should always know how to prepare accordingly. Now, I will always advise, if you are serious about attending one of these conventions, that you purchase your badge online and early. Because while you can go and purchase one at a convention the day of, there's a good chance you might be waiting in line for quite a bit of time. And there's always that possibility that they may increase the price on the day of the convention. Now, when it comes to what kind of badge you should get, look, if you're going to be there for at least 2 days, then you might as well go for the weekend pass because, look, you're going to get the best deal. Now, you can purchase a single day pass, but know if you are not planning to go any more than 1 day, then that might be beneficial for you. Now, in some cases, the badge may be mailed to your house, but in most cases, you'll probably just have to pick it up on the day of the convention, or maybe the day before the convention if they allow it. Now, once the badge is taken care of, the next thing you should do is figure out where you're going to stay. Now, the convention tends to hold out a certain number of rooms at the hosting hotel, or maybe the nearest hotel if it's not located in one for that convention. And I would personally advise that you probably stay as close to that convention as possible. If not, stay at the hosting hotel because, look, it will give, especially for you first-timers, the closest proximity to be able to go to and from the convention, and it will give you the least amount of stress on having to worry about all those other things that could potentially happen. And if you're going with friends, that could be an added bonus because this will allow you guys to all split the costs and be as close to the action as possible. And I can't tell you how many friends I've made just by being as close to the convention as possible, like staying in the hotel and just meeting people along your pathway and being able to attend like little mini parties in their hotels. Like, it's a great place to be around and meet people that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. Just know that there are a limited number of rooms that the convention can hold for the people that are attending at a hosting hotel, and it goes really fast. So keep looking at your email and be aware of when those hotels do open up, because if they're all gone, you're gonna have to look elsewhere. Now that the hotel situation is done, next is transportation. Now, if it's local, there's not much you need to do, right? But what if it isn't? If you're going with friends, then maybe you can carpool. Make it much easier for you and your friends. You guys can split the driving, you can split the costs of going, and it's gonna be a fun experience going across the country, you know? Me and my friends did this recently. It was a 15-hour drive. And look, it wasn't pretty, but you do save a lot, and it's still fun because you're having an adventure with your friends. That's quite a cool experience. Another advantage is that you will already have some kind of transportation when you get to the convention. So you don't have to worry about, oh, an Uber? Do I need to do that? Or do I need to take a subway? Or do I need to rent a car? Now, maybe you might be going solo, or you might prioritize convenience. And if that's the case, maybe flying is a potential way to go as well. Now, if you're going solo, don't compromise your safety just to save a few bucks. And by that, I mean, you might want to rent an Uber that will allow others to come in, so that way you can save a few bucks just to get to the convention while you're carrying your stuff with you. I mean, just keep aware of your surroundings and where you're staying at, because you're going by yourself and you want to put yourself in a compromising situation. Sometimes it's better to pay that extra for an Uber Black, or maybe just to rent a car so you don't have to worry about, putting yourself in a difficult situation in a city where you don't know where anything really is. Also, don't forget to research the city that the convention is held, so you can at least be a little familiar with where things are outside of the convention, and you won't be a complete deer in the headlights. Things like grocery stores, pharmacies, hospitals, restaurants, those kind of things. Now that transportation is done, you have most of your big budget items complete, so it's time to figure out the rest of your budget for while you're at the convention. If you're driving, are there parking fees? Maybe the convention has some special events, so do you gotta pay any special fees for those kinds of things? Or maybe, what are you gonna eat while you're there? What merchandise do you plan to buy at the convention? Definitely think about these things and set yourself a certain amount of money you want to spend, and really stick to it, because if you don't, things can get crazy fast in terms of how much you spend, I'm telling you. A good rule of thumb is to bring cash for everything that you plan to spend while you're at the convention. And make sure you do keep a credit card handy though, but only use it for emergencies. Now, you should have probably done this already, but make sure you do follow the convention on social media, or make sure that you are on their newsletter. So that way you can keep aware of any changes and things that are happening from the convention until it does actually start. It's easy because you'll get the most up-to-date announcements and information from them, and you'll be able to plan accordingly and be better prepared. You'll also know when to check out their schedule, because they usually release that a week or two before the convention actually starts. The schedule is usually on their website, or maybe they might have an app that you can download to be able to keep track of it. But either way, make sure you do that as soon as it's available. Now it's time to plan out your experience. Maybe that's a cosplay event, or maybe you just want to get some autographs. Events like those have particularly long lines, and that will definitely eat up your convention time, I'm telling you. So to keep things light, have like 2 or 3 absolute must-do things on your schedule each day. And then maybe have a couple maybes, so that way, if it does end up being early, you can still attend and do some other things as well that you really would like to do but could do without. You know what I mean? There are so many things to do at a convention, and I'm telling you, the best thing you could do for yourself is to accept the fact already that you will not do everything that you want to do. And that's okay. Some things that I would recommend you do at an anime convention are go to a rave or a dance party if you're of age, because look, the music is bopping, it is such a fun experience, and you'll be waving those glow sticks like you just don't care. At least attend one watch party because, look, even if it turns out to be a pretty bad anime, you'll appreciate the experience, and who knows who else you'll meet along the way. Also, attend an AMV because, look, anime music video contests are an iconic staple of anime conventions, so you should at least know what it's like to attend one of them. At this point, the con is almost here, and you should really think about how you're going to pack for this convention. First, read the guidelines on rules and policies and banned items. Bring a set of clothes for each day, plus 2 days, just in case. Bring a zip-up bag or a backpack to carry around the convention. Bring comfy shoes, as you will be walking a lot. Bring an umbrella that is good not only for the rainy days, but extremely hot ones too. Bring a collapsible stool for those expecting to wait in long lines. Bring a refillable water bottle, snacks, cosplay items if necessary, medications, a phone charger, a passerby item for those long lines, and hand sanitizer. If you're cosplaying, I want you to remember 2 things while you're prepping. First, never feel like you have to be an anime character at an anime convention, because that is far from the case. I've seen plenty of people show as their favorite video game character or a favorite superhero at these cons. You won't be judged, I promise. Second, please over-organize. Bring that extra cloth or that extra kit because look, like Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Now that you're completely prepared for the con, let's get to the convention. So it's the day before the convention. What to do? Well, take time to explore the area if you can. Do a little pre-gaming, maybe try a new restaurant, and if possible, try to get your badge early if they allow it. Some conventions allow this because they want the vendors to set up a day early. And this is usually at bigger cons, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to ask. Once you get that badge, don't lose it. I'm telling you, it's going to be heck for you if you need to figure out how to get another one sometime. So just make sure you keep that thing with you at all times. I shouldn't have to say this, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do this. But when you go to a convention, please, 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 please use proper hygiene. Each day, take a shower, deodorize, clean yourself before attending a convention. People can smell you. They may not say anything, but people can smell you. In fact, I've been seeing people recommend online the 6-2-1 rule, which is 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 shower per day, which feels like a pretty decent rule, but no, this is the bare minimum. You could do more than that, but make that at least the bare minimum. Now, one of the first things you should do when you get to the convention is to mentally note where the staff is, because they'll usually be wearing some special kind of shirt or a vest, and you never know what kind of emergencies may arise, so just know who the staff of the convention are. Expect the unexpected, because look, you may feel like you have the perfect foolproof plan on how you're going to attend this convention. Things are going to happen that you just don't see coming. So just be aware and be able to go with the flow. Times change, things get canceled, it happens. Make sure you do have fun just exploring the convention for a bit too, you know? Just see what you can find and what people you can meet. I mean, that is always the points in any kind of convention that you'll remember the most. The times where you're really just kind of moving about and letting things flow anyways. One golden rule is to always ask first, whether it's to touch a cosplayer's impeccable fit or maybe to check out someone's really amazing artwork. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask for permission. And look, they will respect you even more for it. And look, it's just the right thing to do. Besides, if you ask first, they'll generally let you do it anyway. Now, for those looking for some merchandise, make sure you go through the vendor's hall at least once completely before you purchase anything, because I'm telling you, there are some places where they're selling the same thing for different prices, and this will allow you to get the best deal. Also, don't be afraid to bargain either, but please don't lowball, all right? It's really shameful and disrespectful to the people selling at the convention and yourself. One thing to note is that vendors do lower prices on the last day of the convention. I mean, I've done it plenty of times myself, and it's because it's the last day. You're trying to get rid of the inventory and try to make as much as you can. So if the item that you're looking for isn't really at risk of going away, then maybe it might be beneficial to wait until that last day and see what other deals you can get from it. Oh, and you may come across these things called mystery boxes. Look, they almost always are never good. No bueno. So I wouldn't even try purchasing one if I were you. If you're at a gaming hall, don't hog a gaming station for too long. I mean, there are other people who might want to play, and you should always be respectful and let everyone have a chance to play their favorite games. I mean, you wouldn't want it to be done to you, so don't do it to others. When it comes to food, I hardly ever buy food at a convention. It's expensive and it's usually pretty low tier food, if you ask me. Hot dogs for $15, anyone? So make sure you take some time to go outside of the convention for some food, you know, try a restaurant, try something else, maybe a food truck or something that, you know, gives you a different experience and allows you to try something you never would have had otherwise. Also, because the next time you come around to this convention, you'll already know another good place you can go to. And also, don't forget to have fun. Make friends and build connections with the many artists and the vendors that are at these conventions, because you never know what experiences will come out of it and what friendships and relationships will happen. However, for any friends you do make, please, for the love of goodness sake, don't glomp. Attending an anime convention can be one of the greatest experiences you'll ever have in your life. But it can also be very stressful. As long as you prepare accordingly and make sure you be respectful to those around you while you're there, I guarantee you will have a rompin' good time. Thanks for watching. If you just can't get enough of me and want to show some love and support, please like this video, subscribe. It really does help. And let's get to that first stage, guys. 1,000 subscribers. Now, if you want to see another video I did talking about how to prepare for a Comic-Con, I did just that, which you can find in the video that should be on the screen right now. I think it should be somewhere on the screen. Now have a great day, a great night, a great morning, wherever it is, wherever you are, and don't forget, Kokishin Amote Kudasai.